there. Thank the gods. You're just flesh and blood, the same as I. If you spent as much time in the ashes as I have, you'd not speak so lightly of the spirits. They come at night, you see. The blights, the whispers in the dark, the undead there in the shadow of the mountain. It isn't natural, none of it. And yet I'm made to be out here alone, with each plea for a transfer, or at least some company, denied. Don't, is my advice. My mandate keeps me here, but you? Well, it's your decision. You publicly agree with Councilman Kostya one time, and suddenly, you're a pariah forced into the wilderness alone. You have an odd opinion of kindness, Outlander. I didn't deserve this. And you know what? Maybe Kostya was correct. Maybe our oath to Nandru will doom us. Maybe we're going to die because we care more about a dead symbol than real people. Anyway, I've been talking too much. I need to return to my duty. Forgive me for cutting our conversation short.
Looks like you're lost, Amaku. No one's allowed in here. Especially not outsiders. Petru chose to defy Solace Keep. See, you outsiders and your presumptions, always thinking you know how the world works. Let me tell you a secret. I don't trust anyone. I'm just here to do my job. Get out before we use your bones to make Petru a new cage. No, it doesn't. But it absolutely can if you wanted to. What will it be, outsider? Leave or die? Asking you again. Leave or die? Deadly serious, I'm afraid.
Here we go!
Grab this!
Here they come!
10! Roar 10!
How did you get in here? Gods, I just realized. Your face, you have the same features as Nandru. Somehow you got past the wardens to find me. Why? Who sent you? That cranky Jetula? Mihala trusts him to protect the keep? Well, he must have some sense if he asked you to rescue me. Mihala ordered my own wardens to kidnap me. And here I've been ever since.
They're loyal to a fault, which ought to be the official motto of Solace Keep.
Marius, is that you? Well, I suppose there's no reason to feign ignorance now. Thank you. It's good to see you. An excuse she's used more than once. A convenient half-truth. If you've ever been to Solace, you saw the obvious. The keep is dying. Our people are starving. And if you've read my journal, you know I was trying to counteract that. To fulfill my oath to protect Solace. I wanted to use animancy as they do in Fior, to feed the ground and make things grow. To revitalize the keep. And it worked. I produced bountiful crops so quickly. Berries the size of a Zarib's head in a few days. I found a way to procure animancy equipment from Fior so I could conduct experiments. There was much trial and error. Regardless, Mihala wasn't pleased. I took it upon myself to try it anyway. I thought that if I succeeded, I could sway our leader. I could not. I expect I shall remain here until Mihala has a spare moment to sentence me. I'm sure the punishment won't be pleasant. Once Solace turns its back on you, there is little one can do to regain its favor. Marius knows that well enough.
Well, I turned my back on Solace, but there really isn't that much of a difference.
Please, you must help me get out. Give me a chance to help the others, to feed my people. There must be a key on one of the guards. Let me out, I beg you.
Let's get him out of there. He didn't do anything wrong.
Gods bless you, outsider. I won't forget this. Outside the keep? So I must not be the only one who challenged Mihala. Perhaps Amalia will be more interested in my ideas about animancy. Thank you again. Take this. It's not much. But if I can further repay the favor in this life or the next, I will.
Let's try for this life. I'm honestly hoping my next life is far from here. my time as far from civilization as possible.
Well, I'd vote for you, dearie. If only to see him squirm.
Envoy? I thought I'd feel different after dealing with Razvan. Somehow more at peace. There was this threat I didn't even know I was afraid of, and now it's gone. So why doesn't it all feel better now? I know, Do you think it will ever heal completely? Good. Then all I have to do is wait. Been dealing with this all my life. Someone starts acting strange, then clearly something terrible's about to happen. My people were in a cult. They believed what Razvan said. They died because he asked them to. But he wasn't behind every corner. He was stuck in a cave, babbling in mushrooms. Not for lack of trying, right? I appreciate what you've done to help me. I won't forget it. Thank you for finding that amulet. It's such a small thing, but it helps. I think so. I feel like we were all raised by the community. But my parents were always there for me. There was a sense of purpose, I think. They all left Solace for a reason. They trusted Razvan. People began to act strange. My parents weren't around as much. Everyone started paying all their attention to Razvan. We all know what happened next. It tells me that there were good times before. Now that we've dealt with Razvan, maybe things can be good again. I just wanted to thank you, Envoy. That's all. Anyway. Thanks for talking.
I've seen council meetings get out of control, but that one was for the books. Almost as bad as when I asked the governor for some unconventional equipment. He nearly had a heart attack. If the steel garrote is what passes for innovative, then Solace is in deep trouble. It's remarkable, really, what people do for traditions that have lost all meaning. The garden is your birthright, and the wardens don't seem to know why they're guarding it in the first place. If anyone has a right to enter the garden, it's you. Such is the life of an envoy. The council made their choice. If they won't let you into the garden, we just have to find another way. You too.
Talking to Kostya, it's gotta be nice to meet someone who's happy to see adherence for a change. I can tell he's struggling against the current, which is a shame because he's looking out for his people rather than an old building. Tradition and history have their place, but I just can't see putting it ahead of the welfare of the living. But you're the envoy. I'm wondering what you think about it. I never thought about it that way, but you're right. Probably a good reason for that, too. Arawatai's grown over the centuries through dozens of expansions, conquests, and alliances. Many were bloody and hard-won, but I still can't find myself wishing for the alternative. We wouldn't have lasted if we stayed a small Almawa tribe struggling against a barren, stormy spit of land. Fair enough, and that's not exactly the choice in front of the Pargrunen either. The question is, do you really think Kostya and his people are better off sticking around here than taking their chances with Adir? Or striking out into the living lands? I only hope they get that chance. I'll be here if you need me.
Well, seems there is more to our dwarven friend than we thought. Than even he thought. And to know that monster is still out there. That he could do that all over again. It's sickening. Oh, take it from me, dearie. You can always be a problem. Either way, at least that part of Marius's life is done and dusted. The next time we find a cult like this, let's stop it before they get to the death part, shall we? Well, that's all I have to say on the matter, I suppose. Unless there's something else you wish to discuss? How can I help, darling? Don't mind if I do. You know, I don't think I've ever seen so many books in one place. And to think Elder Grigor was going to hide them away from everyone. I just wish I wasn't traveling with a woman who agreed with him. And the monks are hoarders. What's the point of a library if no one can check out the books? No matter. What's done is done. I had just hoped that Pargroon knowledge could help the Pargroonen. Well, that's all I have to say on the matter, I suppose. Unless there's something else you wish to discuss? How can I help, darling? Always a pleasure.
Solace has a few old-fashioned ideas about animancy, to put it lightly. Thank you for letting Petru go free. Animancy is not a crime, but many feel entitled to treat it as one. Aren't we all? Whether or not Petru is successful as an animancer, he has a right to learn the art. And it's good to know someone out there is defending his rights. Until next time.
There's my favorite Adiran. Well, I suppose you've earned that much. And I do enjoy rewarding tenacity. But between your dreams and mine, it's a wonder anyone gets any sleep around here. You remember that I nearly burned my family home down when I was young? It was an accident, and I paid for it. My parents refused to buy me more spellbooks for years. Well, shortly after all that fuss, the dream began. It started at first with a fire, just flames crackling, and a feeling of safety. I thought it was a little weird, but nice. But then the dream kept coming back, night after night. I learned more every time. I saw that it was a fire in a hearth, and that hearth was in an old library. I assumed it was a library, at least, to explain why there were so many tablets lining the walls. Ah, a woman after my own heart. In the library, there's just one person, but they're wearing a hood, so I never see their face. They do the same thing every night. They curl up in a chair by the fire, hold a tablet to their chest, and then the fear comes. The paralyzing, all-encompassing fear of something. Just the noise. A low, deep banging starts, and it rattles through your bones and shakes you to your core. And it replaces the beat of your heart with this droning on and on and on until you forget every other sound you've ever heard.
A beat. Steel feet on the shore. They come by night.
And then, as it just gets louder and louder, and right before it gets there, I wake up.
You've been listening to too many of Giada's ghost stories.
And let me tell you, waking up in a cold sweat does nothing for my fur. How sibilant. No. Just that it's all-encompassing. It's strange. I've not told many of the details of my dream. I suppose I must like you quite a bit, Envoy. Don't let it inflate your ego too much. You know, Envoy, we've traveled enough that I think I've gotten a handle on your style. style of fighting, I mean. Your fashion sense is more opaque. But listening to your incantations, they could use some tightening up. I could probably teach you a thing or two, if you're up for it. What do you say? How about I show you a little bit of everything? What? Out of breath already? Talk to one of the boys. See if they can help with your stamina, dear. Well, I've taught you all I can. Let's hope you put it to good use.
Yardsley, I have a feeling. Who are you, spirit? Go away. I know you're not real. I'll stop you if I must.
The trap cuts. The fox cries at the pain of the hare. The justice of the wild.
The plagues corrupted the rest of us. The steel corrode. Our minds broken. I won't let it take me. I'll keep my sanity. You're not real. You can't be. No, go away, spirit.
Alfir. I knew it. To fall to the thing you came to stamp out? That's a cruel kind of poetry.
Is that my name? Alfir? I've been wondering. But is it me I'm frightened of? Or her? My soul is mine. Mine, it will not be despoiled. What was that prayer Ludwig taught us to banish the visions? Fearsome Modica, by your withering gaze, I bind this tricksome devil. Oh, gods, it's still there. I see the canopy of a tree inside your soul. No! Stop looking at me. I don't want to see it.
She's beyond prayer at this point.
None shall pass, she said. The ruiner, the rival, the seed of the poisonous tree. Modica, bind, you villain!
You are 10!
Let me catch my breath.
Marius. Marius probably knows his way around the tusks better than us. Better than me, at least.
At least a volcano's easy to find.
I'm not used to quiet.
Roll 10! Roll 10! Roll 10! Roll 10!
Good fight.
Roll 10!
What was that? You should...
Roll 10! Roll 10! Roll 10!
Need a break soon.
I got it.
Roll 10!
Wardens. All dead. The Steel Garrote didn't even bother hiding the bodies.
We'll make them pay. Eyes peeled and weapons drawn.
Roll 10!
Another win. But who's counting?
Today!
Please help me! Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't come. I don't know. They caught me. They said they had questions. Then they stopped making sense. Just nonsense.
Looks like the Dream Scourge has come to the Tusks.
Please. There is a friend of mine hiding in the summit. You have to help me before it's too late.
Let's hurry.
How fantastically inconvenient. Okay.
day!
This is a mess. And the Steel Garrod aren't the disorderly type. They must have left in a hurry.
These are Pargrunen books. Just beautiful. And wasted on the Steel Garrod.
They've got Solace Keep circled on that map. Whatever this means, it isn't good.
You'd need powerful magic to hide something like that. And I don't think Solace has any spare archmages running around.
Hang on. What if that path is under the keep? Someone must have told Ludwig. Even amongst a tight-knit group like the Pargrunen, there's always someone with a price. That makes it all the more important that we get you to the garden first. We won't let them down.
Nothing will keep them safer than taking out the Steel Garrod.
Trespasser, she defiles our ground. Murderer, she is near.
The time has come to take the garden.
Wardens will never...
Yesterday, this island suffered in the grip of its own madness. Today, the living lands unites under one flag. One people. One law. One true God.
No! Never again!
They've all turned into dream throws!
Invaders in the garden!
Come. Let's talk. So here you are. Sapadal coaxed you toward the garden, a spider luring a fly to the safety of the web.
Who spins? Who rides? She weaves a trap of steel.
Look at my paladin's envoy. Look what your god has done to us. I should have realized it sooner. The Dream Scourge is Sapadal's weapon. A cudgel to drive us out of the living lands. Then Sapadal's danger is only outmatched by their unpredictability. What a pair we make, envoy. Proxies in a war between gods. Your patron versus my faith. A war that ends here and now. The choice is ours. Do we trust our own judgment? Or do we gamble it all on the monster whispering in your ear? You've seen what they can do in chains. Setting them loose would be a disaster. No matter where we turn, we find the consequences of Sapadal. Plague, blight, madness. The Living Lands hangs by a thread because mortals cannot live in the shadow of a god, much less one that's lost its mind.
I hate to say this, but she's got a point. Not that I trust her with the solution.
Well, this god was quite pleasant up until your steel garrote came in and started setting things on fire.
You and I alone can save the Living Lands by destroying the unending madness that is Sapadal.
Break the bars!
You know them best. If that's what you believe, I'll stand by you.
Oh, that's a big decision. Can't we just talk to them first?
I knew it might come to this. Sapadal has a stronger claim on you than we ever did. Still, I had hoped your wisdom would prevail, if not your loyalty. What a shame to destroy so much potential. This battle has raged for millennia. You will not finish it, then I will. Prepare yourself for the beyond.
Lord Ringo's on the...
Over here!
I let you have that one.
Try. Hold on. Everyone okay? We got the Inquisitor. Almost feels too good to be true. This isn't the first time she's died. It might not be the last.
That pulse. The pulse that changed everyone. That was from Sapadal. Have they been the source of the Dream Scourge the whole time? All we can do now is focus on the garden. That's what's important.
They stand outside our prison. We rattle the bars they do not hear. We scream. They do not answer. They come, a surging flood of parasites. They destroy us bite by bite. They eat us alive. Out! Let us out! Set us free! It is never over. New steel treads upon the ashes of the old. The light stands in the midst, the old light. It blinds us. Send it away. It hurts. It has always hurt this way. And our pain spreads, and the rot spreads. The plague grows. Not lying, no. We did not remember. We feared your judgment. We did not want to remember. We were nothing once, and then we were. As we woke to the world, we reached out and we found them, the other gods. We thought they would love us, but they flinched from us like we were a flame. The Charred Queen called us an abomination. We tore chasms in the land and boiled its rivers to stop her magfolk, to save our people. How could we have known how fragile their bodies were? She hurt us, killed those who loved us. She wanted us gone, forgotten, destroyed utterly. She called us aberration. She named us monster before we even knew what we were. Yet she made it our sin. She who caged us. She who called us monster. We thrash and the affliction rises. We scream and the rot spreads. We did not intend to lie. Can the river not wash and drown? Can poison not cure the disease? They hurt us. We hurt them back. We hurt them again, again, again. We dreamed of green shoots, roses without thorns to prick. But the vines of the past strangle us. We... Help us. We are alone. At last, gentleness, like the soft kiss of summer. We will make this better. We promise. Help us. Release us. Then the rot ends. We give you another sliver of our power, a piece of us. Do you accept? The parasites who trapped us left a door in the garden's wall. Reach it, and you can set us free. Let us aid you once more. We grant you our power. Find the wall of the valley across the acid sea. It cups our prison in its palm. It waits. We wait. Free us. end our suffering.
Everyone, please, do not panic. Simply exit the keep quickly and calmly, and we're all going to die.
Envoy! Gods beyond, who let you in here? Please, whatever it is, we are in crisis. I cannot help you. We're minutes away from being overrun by lava flows. I have to get my people out. You must leave now! We told you, we don't know, and this is hardly the time to be asking.
The Steel Garrote would tell you otherwise. We have reason to believe there's a path under the keep. Be thankful you're talking to us rather than them. They were planning to storm the keep.
The Steel Garrote were marching on the keep? How? Why would they think the garden was beneath Solace? Why didn't you tell me? You should have reported your findings. It makes sense. They must have used the book to triangulate its location. But still, Kostya's scouts would have seen them and they didn't report. You weren't lying then. He was. Good God.
If there's another way to the garden, maybe Kostya told the Steel Garrote.
No. If such a thing existed, I can't believe it. He wouldn't. I can't believe I didn't see this coming. I was a fool. I have failed my duties. Kostya. I knew he was making overtures, but I didn't think he'd go that far. The ambassador has not responded to Kostya's overtures, has he? I made sure of that when I threw the ambassador's replies in the forge fire. I understand how Kostya could be tempted by false notions of freedom and prosperity, but an oath cannot change. A duty should not change. I can't believe Kostya handed the Steel Garrote a secret we protected for hundreds of years. Mayu. Who knows what he'll do with the sluice gates? He cares so little for the keep that I worry he's going to have us drowning in lava. I will. Abaddon stay my tongue if I betray him, but I will. I will show you where Kostya has gone. If you find that he's doing anything other than opening the gates that would protect our home from the lava, I would ask that you stop him. I do not wish to see him dead, but if he would risk the keep, then he risks our lives. We cannot suffer those who would harm us to live. Now I must return to the evacuation, and you must go on your way. Let's hope we don't need your wishes. If your arrival is indeed a message from Nandru, I hope he remembers his people well. I hope he is proud of us. Go now, and go with the gods.
Daylight. essence we have not felt in centuries.
My sister, soul of my soul, how did you find me here? A god beyond the grasp of gods. What is the wield to a man subject to one like them? I told Sabadal not to look for me. I did not wish to be found. I have been here for so long. No one came looking. Andrew, you are blessed, my fellow Parkruman said. But I did not come here to meet Sabadal. I am hiding from them. I remember it all. I feel Sabadal's mind beneath yours, swimming in the deep. You should run. That was the name my mother gave me. But that was never what they called me. To them, I was beloved. An endearment my God wielded against me like a cudgel. I would have killed them with it if I could. But they were beloved of me, too. A child keeps a beetle in a jar. He does not know the beetle requires air, sustenance, freedom. He does not understand that if it shakes the jar, pulls off a wing, the beetle will be hurt. The child only wants to keep the beetle. It feels good to have control. We are both souls in a jar. Yours is just bigger than mine, for now. No. Nor will they here, where we are blessedly invisible to them. I pray my soul disintegrates to dust, to tatters. I pray my soul is lost and never found again. True death will be a relief, if it at last allows me to know silence. That was the name they gave themselves, stolen from the ancient souls, whose deaths gave rise to them, to us. We were little more than appendages to them. That is why I must ask you to destroy them. They shield you from the truth of what they are. The Dream Scourge has existed as long as they have. Don't you see? It is their infection. You, my sister, who are more brave than I, go now to the garden and hang the gardener from their tree. You need only walk a little more. You are nearly at the end. You know, I always meant to die down here. To siphon my soul into a lonely pillar, disconnected from the stone that makes our world. Disconnected from them. I only hope that Salvador releases you to the same long peace. Do not thank me. Only do as I asked. Destroy them, sister. And when you see water
this time seemed different.
Another day, another chat with Sumatra. Though this one seemed different. So, do we have a plan for Kostya once we find him? Finally! We found the gates! Quick, let's find Kostya.
Love is high. Gotta hurry.
Good, you're here. Help me destroy this witch. We can't risk someone turning and opening the gates. If the keep falls so that we might live, so be it. I figured you might have. Bloodthirsty. You people just can't help yourselves. And so you brought it back here? Among the wardens? It doesn't matter how it works. It was not present in the tusks until your people arrived. Oh, perhaps this is right. Another reason to destroy this place and go. This is how it should be. So long as the keep stands, my people are trapped here. Doomed by an oath to a dead man.
No one should be bound to a pile of stones. Certainly not because of a centuries-old oath.
Our people were nomads for ages until we built the keep. When it falls, we'll be free to explore the world again. I will not watch my people rot here for the sake of a pointless oath. Then my conviction only grows stronger, Envoy. Nandru never wanted what was best for us. He built us a tomb and abandoned us to it. Do not speak his name to me as if it could mean anything to you.
A life for rubble, blood for the prison of old ways. We twine.
Envoy, I understand that Kostya grates on the nerves, but perhaps we should...
So be it. And you are so close. The entrance to the garden is just beyond this door. I always knew it would come to this.
Show me what you got! Time to grab.
How is this our fault? We've lived here for centuries.
The mountain screams. The distant island wails, and you know nothing of it. And you say you are children of this land. Stay back, creatures of flesh and fur and bone.
You follow one another into the snare.
Abaddon's hammer. Did Gabral send you? You've got to get us out of here.
The land cries out in protest, and you send more from your stinking, teeming warrens?
Why would we poison the very water we need? That makes no sense.
Do you understand so little? You awoke an ancient presence with your digging and delving. It waits in the ruins, among the bones of the dead. The land fights back against it, curdling the water.
Finally, someone's making sense.
Long has it slept. What else awoke it, if not the dwarves and their ceaseless hammering? The land feels, it remembers. Like a tree choked with vines, it seeps poison to defend itself from the aggressor. The interloper.
We feel a presence. It rises like bile in our throat. We fear it.
But burrowing worms clog the ears of these fools. I warn them, and they hear nothing. What is this madness? You bear the mark of this land in the ridges of your flesh and the rings of your soul. Surely you must know better. Very well. Your insight would be helpful. Still that foul presence and let the waters flow sweet and clear once more. Clear the old one's water roads to slake this parched land. Do this, and I shall release these vermin to scurry back to their nest.
That looks like a piece of the thing you were fiddling with at camp. complete stock, is it?
Stop. That sound. It's drowning my thoughts.
A rat scrabbling in the dust, crawling back to the same ruined trash heap.
No. We know this voice. This presence. Sneering at us through our prison bars.
I culled your rot from this land before. I will do it again. And is. You carve lands into petty fiefdoms, but we are the gods of all Eora. This magfolk once served a righteous end. Now it is only my eyes and ears, a convenient tool. Much like you are to the parasite in your soul. Like a rider and a broken bridled mare. You mortals hold to your illusions of freedom like doomed sailors clinging to wreckage, heedless and helpless against the leviathans of the deep. I would save these peoples, graceless and ungrateful as they are, from dangers beyond their comprehension.
No, no! Make her go! Send her away!
This land needs order, purpose. Free to rend itself to pieces, to lie in fallow ruins, while its neighbors grow bold and covetous. You are an Ediran, a nation where law and authority brought peace between the warring folk and elves. It is steadfast. Your people understand how to tame what is wild. How to build empire from rubble. And whose fault was that? A handful of soldiers on a mountaintop?
No.
Or the mad fraud whose thrashing would lay waste to paradise?
Stop it! Stop her! Silence her! She feeds you poisoned fruit!
Do you believe that volcano was its first act of violence against this land?
Are you alright, love? You lost focus there.
That wasn't Sapadal, was it? Another god. At least she's not in your head, too. She's right about that much. All the more reason we need to find the garden.
There's nothing else to learn here. Can we go to the garden now? Please.
You have restored the waters. I was right to trust you. Truly, the spirit of the land lives in you. A seed carried in the wind.
Carried where? We feel the tranquility of this place, but whose roots drink its waters?
I release these Kith to return to their burrows. May they leave this enclave in peace. Clear the tangle of growth choking the Ancient One's waterways, and the Kith may gather it freely. So long as they leave this sanctuary free of their influence, so that new life may take root.
You can't be serious. You expect us to walk away from the best source of fresh water in the Tusks?
If the godlike clears the old growth from the waterways, then a portion will flow out. You may gather it where the waterway ends, away from here. No. They are an invasive species. Their presence is a disruption. They do not tend. They only take, consume, devour. By whose reckoning? I will not let them trample what grows here in their ignorance. They must gather what they can and leave this place in peace.
Avowed, godlike, in private? That talking tree expects us to just walk away from the best source of clean water in the Tusks. So that what? A few more moss patches can grow? We can't risk losing access to fresh water again. I know you've done a lot for us already, but I'd like to ask one more thing. Shh. But yes. Look, we need to set up a guard post here. Eventually we want to build out the aqueduct system. There's no way she'll let us do that. Well, you'd need to clear whatever's blocking the aqueduct for the water to flow out. But the source would still be vulnerable to disaster and happenstance. Natural, magical, or divine. I don't like this, but it's our best chance for survival. More than you know. Thank you. Thank you. If there's one thing we need to survive out here, it's fresh water. You've given us a fighting chance.
You're back. What have you found? Ah, poor Wilfred. A keen eye for botany. He loved to write about the plants he found. Please, keep searching. I'm sure the others will turn up soon. You found him? Imprisoned? That must be why he wasn't writing. What did he do? Stealing? Oh, but that violates every principle of our field. Madico, this expedition is cursed. Where did I go wrong? You're right. I was so excited by the prospect of being first. Never mind. That's no excuse. It seems we've both learned that the hard way. Thank you, Aimika. You've helped me shape the course of history. Come back to the shop sometime.
Another glorious battle. I feel crazy saying this, but Kostya was right. We should have let Solace Keep fall.
Crazy is one word for it. You really think you can just burn down someone's ancestral home?
Dearie, the keep isn't a home. It's a prison. And now the Pargrunen will never escape.
Solace is my home. I still don't get why any of you feel like you have a say in this.
But you left.
Because I chose to. Kostya doesn't get to make that decision for everybody.
If Kostya doesn't, Mihala will.
Civilization, as we know it, hasn't existed in the Living Lands for very long. We need to preserve what history we have.
Darling, you know I hate to think of losing all of that history more than anyone. But think of what they could have gained. Maxim left the Republics, and it allowed animancers in Fjord to thrive.
Destroying our home is not starting something new.
You really think everyone in Solace is there willingly? Amalia and her people took up arms and turned to banditry, and they still weren't allowed to leave. If anything, I imagine Mihala and her traditionalists will only make it harder to leave now. You know your own mind. There's something to be said for that.
True. And you've a date with the gods soon. We can only hope that you'll make better decisions.
Enough talking in circles. Let's save our strength for the garden. I, for one, could use a long rest. And I'm betting the envoy could, too.
I know, I'm excited too, dearie. But we need our beauty sleep, don't we?
Obedience again.
Free to me. Does he know that we were already lacking?
We're alive! We're alive! Yes, yes, calm down. Why did you expect anything else when a new Nandru came to the keep?
Anything to report? Excellent work. Vengeance for the fallen. Thank you. This means more to me than you know. May they have better fortune on their next turn around the wheel. Somewhere far away from here would be a start. Well done. I will always have bugs to deal with, but at least they won't be hatching in such large numbers anymore. Funny. Hopefully that name can fade away into obscurity. I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's everything. Gods above, envoy. I don't know what to say. Such goal, outsider. But you are right. We owe you that much and more. Here, take this. Many wardens contributed coin to thank you for the burdens you've relieved from their shoulders. I will make sure your name lives on in our hearts and minds. For as long as Solace Keep stands, you will be remembered.
I still can't believe that sucker sub.
What happened, Adirin? Is everyone all right?
I even considered supporting that man.
I always knew Kostya was scum.
If that is a joke, envoy, it was incredibly tasteless. Regardless. Maybe. After everything that has happened, I can't help but wonder if perhaps Kostya was right. Here. I once was this artifact's custodian, but I failed in protecting the keep. This belongs to one who has proven capable of guarding my people. I wish so much that things had gone differently.
I've heard we owe you our thanks. Praise be to Abaddon that I don't have to leave the forge behind. What can I do for you? Did he now? And what exactly is Abaddon's shiny beard? That's star metal! These days I work more with a quill than a hammer, but I think I can make an exception for this. And if the council doesn't like it, they can make someone else forge master. Oh, I'd be a happy man to be working the forge again. Oh, how I miss it! The heat of the flowing lava. The feeling of power as you shape metal to your liking. The rush of adrenaline when an errant spark lights your beard aflame. The question you should be asking is, what can't I do with it? I could refine and sharpen the material into a sword, certainly. Simple enough ask once you know the secrets of star metal. Alternatively, there's something I've wanted to make since the last time I had my hands on this stuff. A star metal archivist. Now that sounds like a proper challenge. May Abaddon guide my hand, and this trial be worthy of Magrin's attention.
Now this, I have to see.
Here it is. A firearm unlike any other. I call it the Moonstrike Arquebus, for it will strike your enemies as fiercely as Abaddon's hammer struck the falling moon. You are most welcome, outsider. However, this material is unlike any other metal. It is superior in nearly every way, and an unmatched challenge to work. I want to see what else I could do with it. Bring me more fragments, and I will forge for you a blade unlike any other. Though with more star metal, I may be able to upgrade the Moonstrike Arquebus a bit more. Let's. I've been looking forward to doing this for a long time. Proper rifling for the barrel and a bit of weight balancing will do this arquebus wonders.
Always a privilege to watch a master at work.
Here you are. A firearm unlike any other. Use it to rain death upon your foes for me, eh? Enamored by its beauty, aren't you? You're not alone, outsider. Blessed day! What would you like done? Very good. This shouldn't take long. Let me show you why the Council chose me to be master of this forge.
Huh. At least your enemies will see a gorgeous weapon. Before you kill them, of course.
It is done. I call it the Meteor Blade. Never before has anything I've crafted held such a wicked edge. Thank you for your kind words, outsider. I will take them to heart.
You take lead.
Hurry in the brush!
Take your best shot.